Hey everyone, this is Nikachu. I'm here with my brother, and we're here for round 4 of this Legacy League. Not doing so good. We've seen better days with Merfolk and Legacy. We're 1-2. Before we get into that, we're going to thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. You know, Amica just came out. If you want to know the cool cards to put in your cube, you can check out Aaron Packett's Cubism on themanabase.com. We're on the play, and this is utterly unkeepable. We're going to mulligan. We can keep this. Hopefully it turns into something. It's possible we even mana screw our opponent. We'll put this on the bottom because we're pretty desperate for a blue source to cast Master of the Pearl Trident and Friends. Gitaxian Probe, sure. So this could be Storm, Sneak Attack, or Infect, but I feel like Infect... No, Infect could do this on turn 1 as well. So maybe this is more Stormish. We'd also Spreading Seas our own Wasteland to get our game going. Why roll the dice with the top of our deck when we can just guarantee ourselves a non-basic land, non-basic island? This could also be a Delver variant as well. Sure, okay. Now that they know we have Wasteland, I have actually no idea what this is. But, like, if it's Sneak Attack or anything like that, we might as well, like, there's definitely some value with Wasteland against Sneak Attack. But I'm wondering... keeping the Curse Catcher had any value on... No, we need land. There's Lord of Atlantis, so let's get our game going by seizing the Wasteland. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, people. You gotta do what you gotta do. Keep in mind, they can Wasteland this Wasteland. That is definitely something they can do. I got 2 Force of Wills now. You thought I had just 1? No, I have 2 now. Dig it? So if we're up against Sneak and Show, all we want to see off the top of our decks are blue cards. Just blue cards. A turn ago I wanted to see lands, now I just want to see blue cards, because that allows us to play like Lord of Atlantis, our Lords, while backing it up with Force of Will. Backing up with Force of Will. We can pitch Phantasmal Image and like a Spell Pierce or something. Another island. Gonna hard cast this one. Okay, sure. 3 Gitaxian Probes. Did I say Chalice was no good anymore? Did I say that? I actually don't think Chalice is very good against Sneak and Show, to be honest. There's Harbinger of the Tides, but that doesn't matter. We're just going to cast our creatures. So that's a blue card. That is something that we did want to see. That we were happy to see. Because we have a 3-turn clock here if the Lords hit the board and survive.
If the Lords hit the board.
The Lords hit the board.
Let the Lords hit the board. Let the Lords hit the board.
Because Master of the Pearl Trident will hit for 3, and then it's a 2-turn clock of 12 damage after that. We keep drawing Lords, so that's good. Still have no idea exactly what we're up against. This seriously could be like Blue-Red Delver somehow, without any creatures. We haven't put any threats on the board yet, so they have no reason to go kill them. But if this Master of the Pearl Trident connects, I imagine we are up against either Storm or Sneak and Show.
That's the Emrakul thing, right?
Yes. It is one of the Emrakul things. Actually, it would be the Emrakul thing of Legacy. He might sneak one of those things in and show.
People sure do find a lot of interesting ways to cheat that card in.
Yes, they try as many ways as possible. Important to know that we have, let's say he does play Sneak and Show. Cunning Wish. This either is going to be for a counter spell or a threat of some sort. I guess let's Force a Will this. I don't know what the... Like, either we have to Force a Will this or maybe Force a Will something we can't Force a Will. Like, maybe he's looking for his own Force a Will for all I know. I'm not sure what we're supposed to fight over. Anyway. We won that battle. So what's going to happen is if they play Sneak and Show, I think I'm going to let it resolve. And we'll put the Master of the Pearl Trident into play. And then we actually just threaten to beat them with lethal damage on the board. If they put in Emrakul, well, I guess we just win. Now, if they're playing Sneak Attack, that's something different. We're going to have to counter that. More creatures. Do we gain any more value by putting this Master of the Pearl Trident into play?
Yeah, they all pump each other up.
And what I don't like is after we play Island Master of the Pearl Trident, our opponent will have perfect information as well. Sneak attack, still problem. Well, I guess... okay, we definitely have to put permanents in play, because if they sneak attack into Emrakul, then that's a problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 permanents we can sacrifice. Okay, let's just try to get it in there. We'll attack for 8, put them down to 3. And after they crack that fetch, they'll go down to 2. That means all we need is 1 Lord to sit on the board in order to try to win the game. They have perfect information. Not comfortable. Maybe this is high tide. I mean, I don't know. They haven't given us enough information. There's a lot of islands. They know we're a wasteland deck. Okay, so fetch will put you down to 2. Again, show and tell, not helping our opponent. Grizzlebrand, not going to do very much here. So now if they play Emrakul, it's I can sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 permanents, have a 2/2 creature on the board, and hopefully that's enough to win. Begin sideboarding. I'm going to sideboard as if it's Sneak and Show. I mean, it's obviously a combo deck of some sort. Sneak and Show does not use the graveyard, so I don't care. We'll bring in Spell Pierce. We'll bring in our Gilded Drake to do the old switcheroo, if that's possible, with a Grizzlebrand or something. Why is our Aether Vial on the sideboard? I hope wasn't a mistake. What do we not need? I don't know if Vapor Snag is super great here. Can't target You can't target Emrakul. You can target Grizzlebrand though. So if they bring themselves down to a low life total, if they draw 7, or in response to drawing 7, you can Vapor Snag it back to their hand, and they could be crippled at like just a few life. Well, Spreading Seas is useless. I guess that's it. We don't need anything else. I could take out an island. No, I need the islands for Spell Pierce. I don't think we need Cavern of Souls. Could bring in the Wastelands. I think that's decent against Sneak and Show. Harbinger of the Tides is okie dokie. Oh, True Name's not that great. I hope we're not diluting our creature base again. We have 24 creatures. That sounds like enough, but like hasn't seen that. It did not seem that way in all our other games. So we'll submit this. Wasteland generally pretty good against combo decks because you want to keep them off mana. Every single card matters. If this is High Tide with just islands, then we're doomed. Hopefully that is not the case. True name, pretty poopy against Nikachu. Pretty poopy. Pretty poor. Pretty bad. We have to mulligan this. Yeah, we can keep this. It's pretty decent. Can't cast it. Just put it on the bottom. Truth be told, in a matchup like this, Phantasmal Image and a bunch of Curse Catchers might do enough. There's a Volcanic Island. That is a sneak attack card. Preordained. That's another sneak attack card. We sideboarded properly, boys. We sideboarded properly. We even have a pretty good hand against a turn 2 sneak attack because we can get Curse Catcher, and even if they somehow win the war, they have enough mana to pay for it. We can, after they put Emrakul, if they put Emrakul in play, we Phantasmal Image the Emrakul, they'll attack first. So that may not work. We need a Vial to make that work. But if we get to untap with Curse Catcher, we can play Curse Catcher and it's a Spell Pierce mana, and the save Phantasmal Image for when we draw like Lord of Atlantis and such. Okay, so he thought the Preordained was so important that he had to put that land on the battlefield. On the bottom and on top, and draws a card with Preordained. So found one card that he likes, or they like. Cliffy81. That's unfortunate. They're going to know that we have a Spell Pierce in hand and a bunch of other Curse Catchers. But that's how it is. Nothing we can do about that. It would be really nice to draw one Lord in the next 2 turns. You'd give us a nice clock. Merfolk. Guess attack for 1 first. It's possible I could save this for the moment that I get that Gilded Drake, because we have a decent chunk of non-creature spells in our deck. And it would create an unknown card in our hand. I don't think he's Force-a-Willing this Curse Catcher. Okay, so this Spell Pierce, it's going to buy us some turns. Well, there's our Gilded Drake.
Is there 2 Pearl Tridents?
There's a few Pearl Tridents.
Because this book calls it Merfolk of the Pearl Trident.
Yeah, that's the very first Merfolk. It was just a 1/1 Merfolk for 1 blue. Given we have Gilded Drake in our hand, we'll play the Phantasmal Image, keep the pressure up, keep the counterspell mana up. And then if Big Daddy Emrakul hits the board, we'll do the old switcheroo with Gilded Drake. So now we have 1 unknown card in our hand. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Baby!
There we go. The original Lord. Since Alpha, still doing good work, even today. Truth be told, I sort of want him to put an Emrakul on the board. If our opponent puts an Emrakul on the board, we get to see the power of Gilded Drake. A card that I have never actually cast in my life. Their opponent is now on a really short clock because their life total is at 9, but if they want to crack the fetches, they basically have to say, like, I gotta try to win this turn right here, right now. Going for the combo will sort of work because it will...
You should see my hand after. It's kind of stupid.
You should see my... Well, alright, show it to me. Well, he's just gonna give up. So what's in the hand? Everything vulnerable to Curse Catcher or just Emrakul's? All Emrakul's, all Grizzlebrands? Everything except a combo piece. Show and Tell, Omniscience, Force of Will, Spell Pierce. You cannot really cast anything. Well, you can cast the Show and Tell, but, like, yeah, Curse Catcher. Curse Catcher for the win. Good games.
You should reveal your hand more often.
The power of Curse Catcher. No, absolutely not. This is a pony thing to do. So, Spell Pierce. I don't really know if Spell Pierce did anything here. Curse Catcher did something. Just classic stuff. Curse Catcher did something. If our opponent... Well, I guess our opponent was going to play Omniscience, so the Gilded Drake would have been completely neutered. But if they didn't have Omniscience... Actually, I don't know what the construction of this deck is. Because the Gilded Drake is just not... It can't exchange itself with an enchantment that lets you play everything for free. You may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. Sounds like Modern right now! That stupid Druid and Vizier combo sounds like Modern. So yeah, even if they played Show and Tell and got in here, so they had all the counterspell backup. Nothing really to use it on. Cavern of Souls naming Merfolk. MVP of this matchup. Yep. So anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. No, what are we learning from today? Learn magic cards?
Blue has the unique ability to copy and steal artifacts and creatures, but blue is lacking in its ability to deal with artifacts and enchantments in general.
Boom. You know, we gotta learn magic cards from Learn Magic Cards, the book.
From Larry Smith, PhD.
Yeah, PhD. You see, PhD from
With
Magic
College.
Cards. Yeah. So we're going to thank our patrons supporting me on Patreon. Thank you very much. If you want to support me, you can support me on Patreon. You'll have access to the Merfolk Strategy Guide. And we're going to thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. This has been Nikachu and his brother playing Merfolk in Legacy.